fast becoming a national treasure. Farm manager and hovercraft driver, Kaleb Cooper.
Hello everybody, hello. Gordon Ramsay's here with much better hair.
Wow, this is a big turnout. It really is. You must be going to do something special.
I mean, I'm awful at cooking. It's great.
So, by the way, children, you might learn some new words during this.
Anyone younger than 18, don't swear like I do. Okay?
So an example of not what to do. How have you been? This last time we met at this show, it had just been series 1.
Oh yeah, no, that was going way back. I mean, this is the 3rd year at the show. Life is pretty busy.
How's it changed? You've been on tour?
Yeah, been on tour. Changed a little bit, but not too much, I would say. I mean, I'm still doing 18 hours in a tractor because no one else will do it in terms of my business. So, and I don't let Jeremy drive too much in terms of like the farm. So, but no, life hasn't changed too much apart from obviously doing stuff like this. I mean, I never ever thought in a million years I'll be cooking in like a cooking demo. So thank you one for turning out today. But I do assure you I'm really bad at cooking.
Here he is,
hello.
assisting us this afternoon. This is our chef. Do give a big welcome to Matt Slocombe, chef proprietor from a wonderful farm which is just over the hill. It is called The Crown, and it is in a little village of Woolhope in God's own country itself.
It is. It's the centre of the universe. So yeah, we've been there 17 years now. I've been 25 years in the trade, lots to do with cider. I now make my own cider as well, which might rival the Hawkstone.
There's a little bit of rivalry
going on. We've got a bit of a two farmers cider going on. I always cook with cider. Normally start with 3 pints.
This is Hawkstone, by the way. This is
yeah, so this is obviously the Hawkstone cider. Unfortunately, we haven't got any bottles because we've actually sold out. So, you know, someone said it's probably the better cider. There's still a few cans there.
Well, we sold out the BBC Good Food Show, but that's fine.
Those bottles are keeping their lids on now, are they?
Oh yeah, that was coming up, wasn't it?
Yeah, at least mine don't explode.
You know, the weather today is absolutely amazing, isn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, the weather's just turned out today. Let's not talk about the exploding cider.
This is cider country, so right in the heart of cider country. And Matt, actually, like a wine and food situation, you do cider and food. That's your thing.
Absolutely. And do you know what? Cider is the most amazing, versatile drink, okay? Herefordshire makes half of the country's cider. That's 8.5 billion pints are made and produced every year. So it's a fruit-based beverage. You ferment it just like you do a wine. Things that can be served in a wine glass, appreciated with really good food. Plus, you can have great ciders that you can quaff and drink by the pint as well. So it's such an amazing, versatile drink.
There you go. We're going to pair some. What are we going to do today then? What would you like to do?
The only thing I can cook is actually steak from last year when we actually...
Yeah, well, I taught him how to make cooked steak as well, so there we go.
So steak? Yeah, no, steak.
Well, we're going to start you in something I reckon you might recognise.
Spuds.
You can do some spuds, can't you?
Yeah.
Can we get... Let's start peeling those then. Here we go.
This was a part of the deal, he says.
Well, there we are. Well, it is now. All right, he can peel a spud. You can't even burn that at this stage, so that's great.
I'm having a great time.
Oh.
At least you've got your spud field back now. Was the spud field that got wrecked by the pigs?
No, we had potatoes that we couldn't get out because it was so wet, and I think that's an ongoing problem at the moment in terms of farming, with spuds especially. So we thought it would be a good idea to use the pigs to obviously go out there and get them out the ground for us, which went wellish. Yeah. And then obviously we found out that obviously some of them was obviously pregnant and they shouldn't have been. So it was a disaster.
Your outrage is real, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't normally get that angry, everybody. But when I'm around Jeremy, very much so. He definitely me off. I'm so sorry. I need to really... My mum's here somewhere. She's going to me. I can't swear word.
Or tell him off. Well, while you're getting that started, because I say I always like to cook with cider, do you want to have a little taste of my cider?
I'm all right, thanks.
Oh, cheers. Andrew, here you go.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
These look like the same people who make crisps.
Tally's doing all the work here, can't
I
we?
always cook with cider and crisps. There we go. I'm working really hard. Right. So, you're getting the spuds on the go, ready for an amazing sausage and mash. Onion gravy as well. An onion and cider gravy, okay?
How often do you do the cooking apart from that? You're right.
Oh, all the time. I cook every day.
No, he doesn't.
I never cook. I'm honestly, I'm so bad. What are you doing?
I'm just making this slightly wet to go underneath my chopping board.
Stops it slipping.
Oh.
Won't slip around as much now. Sorry,
You
carry on. It's all right. Little
Just
chefy
cooking
trick.
blue towel. I was like, we're going wrong somewhere.
Little chefy trick. Thank you, darling.
Sausages.
Doing a cooking show is actually really easy. You turn up, you don't really say much, you just peel a few spuds and it's done.
Yeah.
Well, we got a bit further to go yet.
Oh.
Come on.
That's essentially it.
You know, we've got a bit further to go yet. So we're going to just get these onions going. And proper English onions, okay? So we want the acidity. We want the lovely juices from the onion. If you're doing this, red onions aren't quite as good. They haven't got quite as much as the acidity. So let's get these on the go.
You had much chance to have a look around?
No, we've been, I just had dinner, or lunch, if some people call it, whatever they call it. But we've just been, where have I been? I've been in the Future of Farming tent, which is great. Lots of young farmers there. Did a nice little Q&A, and then had some lunch, and then come straight here. So now I'm peeling potatoes, which is a great time.
This is a nice rest from the day's work, I think. But what are the questions? What questions came out in the Future Farmers?
Oh, there's loads of different ones.
I reckon that you're probably now starting to influence people, younger people, to actually come and have a go.
Well, I hope so. I mean, to me, it's the best job in the world. But I always say this one thing, and that is, it doesn't matter what phone you've got in your pocket. It doesn't matter what car you drive. It doesn't matter what house you live in. But what matters the very most is what's going to cost your plate, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's why I think one of the reasons of farming being the most important job in the world. And I'm lucky enough to be working in that industry. So hopefully lots of young farmers will be keen and joining on, and hopefully be in the future of our farming industry.
And the show itself has become not an accidental success, but an accidental smash.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think many people, especially me, when we first started filming, I didn't understand how to make TV. I just turned up and did my day job. And I still do that to this very day. And I didn't really understand how big it was until there's some person said to me, oh, Kaleb, you're going to be a celebrity. And I'm going, oh, God, I hope not. Because every single celebrity is a aren't they? You know, and...
That's another one, Kate.
I'm so sorry.
We're going for the big five here.
The problem is,
I'm
there's
really
only a
bad.
couple more levels we can go, isn't there?
I'm so sorry.
And I'm not sure. I think you've maxed out there, okay?
Okay. Apologies again.
Just go around again.
And yeah, so I just thought to myself, I hope not. And I think I went on tour beginning of this year.
I went on tour. How does that feel?
Weird.
I went on
Weird. I mean, it was. I spend the majority of my time with the most travelled man in the world, I think. So of course, every time I speak to Jeremy, we're having a conversation. He'll go, "You need to go here. You need to go there." And I can't go to Australia. He goes, "Why not?" I said, "I haven't got a passport yet." But you still haven't got one. I'm like, "No, not just yet."
Wow.
Right. Chipping Norton's about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got a visa to get into Herefordshire and Worcestershire, though, did you?
Yeah. I mean, actually, my contracting business actually comes out into Herefordshire quite a bit actually now. It's amazing how widespread we are, but which is great. I love it around here. I'm like Gordon Ramsay. Look at this.
Come on, get it on, chef. Give it
Basically doing the dishes.
That's good, because we actually want a bit of colour on there, because that colour's going to come into make the gravy a nice colour. That's perfect. Your starring role for your cider is almost here. We'll just make sure it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry.
By the way, the truck is just down there.
Perfect. So, the other dish we're doing is the sausages, the mash is on the go, the onions are sweating up nicely. We want a bit of colour in there. We want to get some energy through that and get the caramelisation going. It'll be amazing. Going to make a really simple gravy with that in a second. Start with some cider as well. The other dish we're going to do is a little startery based thing. Mussels cooked in cider. Are you a big seafood and mussels fan? Shellfish?
I normally like to eat quite local, so.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
I do like, as a little bit of a treat until you go to a pub and stuff like that, I do like the odd mussel. But it wasn't until probably 2 years ago I actually first discovered them.
They are so sweet and delicious. Our lovely butcher, we get all of our amazing meat from Neil Powell's, which is Hereford, and US Harold. They're a whole carcass butcher, so all the beef is from Johnny Morris at Wimperton. I'm just roughly chopping some garlic because we're going to do these lovely mussels, or as he refers to it, it's meat without feet. That's what he calls anything that's under the sea, is meat without feet. All right, so
Does everyone like mussels here? Do you like mussels? Yeah?
Thank you, El. A lifesaver.
What do they eat?
Mussels, they filter feed. All right, so I'm happy with that. That's all just, I want a bit of that colour. We're not worried about that. That's good.
We've got to show everyone. Is that a camera?
It's all on.
Can you
see it?
Can you see that?
We've got it all on. We've got it all
I
going
knew
on.
that. I was just testing you lot, you know?
Right, you can now peel those, please. Thank you.
Why don't you leave the skin on?
Well, you can do. I was a bit lazy.
You chop the ends off as well, Chef?
Yeah, we'll chop the ends off. The other kind of quick chefy thing you can do is just do that. And just scrape it.
There we go, Chef.
Thank you very much, Caleb.
I missed a bit there,
Thank you.
actually.
That's okay, we're going to take that off. So we're just going to do what the Italians would call a soffritto. The French would call it a mirepoix. So you use celery, carrot, and either onion, but I prefer the shallot because they are so sweet and delicious.
There might be a cider in this for you lot if you...
We're going to try and get a lot of... basically, everyone here can have a free taste of a cider.
There we go.
I'm having great fun.
We've got the footy tonight, haven't we?
Oh,
yeah.
England are going to smash this. Did everyone watch Scotland the other
That might
day?
be a bit too much now.
They did well, didn't they? Anyone from Scotland here? Great team. I mean, they are awesome at football. Do you know what I mean? I mean, honestly.
They're just warming up into it, aren't they?
They're just warming it in. They'll be smashing this year.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But did I see Gerald met David Beckham?
Yeah, he lives local to us. Great guy.
Was he? Do you know who he is now?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who he is now. Right.
I'm really bad. I'm really bad.
Yeah.
Back onto
Bit
our
of
gravy.
butter in there. Everything
So
cooks fed with a bit of butter in
It
it.
does. If in doubt, add butter. Okay. So we get our butter going because I just want to make a little bit of a kind of oniony roux, as they would French would call
What's
it.
that?
Flour. Just a touch of flour, and that's going to thicken the gravy. Okay.
Do you want me to keep stirring it now? or
Yes,
just-
please, chef. Thank you. All right. Another cool thing that these are actually canned stocks. So these are canned up by a good friend of mine in the local Herefordshire canning business. All right. So these are nice and easy for making our gravy with. So get that flour just cooking out, chef. Beautiful. All right. You've got to get the glutens going in flour, so you just make sure it's had a bit of heat on it. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, nice shake. That's fine. Now you can add a splash of that
Cider?
second-class cider on the left.
Didn't you
there,
just
that's
drink
correct.
out of this one?
Well, it doesn't matter. Only this edge. There's garlic there as well. Chuck
That's
it in.
fine.
Okay.
How much?
Stir at the same time. That's it.
It
Beautiful.
smells amazing.
You got this.
You're all over this. See,
How
now
much
what
cider?
So what's so lovely about cooking with this cider is, it's especially when you've got, think about the whatever food you're having with it. So sausages, natural bedfellow, there's pork obviously, but it's the sweetness. Okay, we want that sweetness. It's got a lovely acidity as well. So keep going. Go on, bit more cider. Go on, don't be shy. And again, stir. Lovely. There we are. So finely diced our.
It looks good now.
There we are. So you're starting to make it up, aren't you? The gravy's coming together. There you go.
What are we doing now then?
Right, so we're sweating off our. You're getting good at this.
I'm getting into it now.
So we're sweating off our, as I said, the soffritto mix, the Italians would say, or so that's the celery, carrot, and onion, shallot. Just make sure that gravy's not going to. That's it. You can keep adding the beef stock for me. Right, a little bit of a time.
Yeah, I'm like Gordon Ramsay. I said with better hair. And I don't swear as much, do I?
Right, now I had some lovely butcher's sausages ready to come to this show
That's a small
today.
sausage, isn't it?
So,
Oh, covered it up in...
yes, just lathered it up for you. I had some amazing sausages ready from Neil Powell, our fantastic butcher we use over at the Crown at Woolhope, and every Saturday afternoon we host our cricket teams that come back to Woolhope, and we give them sausages and chips, you know, little treat, and they have a few beers. It's good fun, and we all realise how rubbish we are at cricket. And my wife said, small confession, I saw the sausages in the fridge and I've cooked them all for the cricketers. So, didn't have any sausages to bring today, but our good friends who are just at the end of the row here, doing amazing hot dogs and things like that, so they've given me some of theirs, so we're still okay.
Support them if you want a hot dog.
Yeah, have a hot dog, go and have some lunch afterwards. I'll just
What's the deal if
wait here.
If you buy a Hawkstone and then suggest to Jeremy it's the best you've ever had, he buys you a pint, is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that still a thing?
I think it is, yeah. So if you tag him on Instagram and say this is the best
I think
also.
we should do a whole tent, We Love Hawkstone, and see if we can get a room full of people to get a pint.
Should we do that?
A whole round. I think
If I do
so.
a picture on my phone, I'll tag We Love Hawkstone. Hopefully everyone here will.
Yeah,
Well, we could do it like that, facing that way with everyone in the background,
we'll do
couldn't
it
we?
that way. Yeah.
we
Stand
go.
by for that exciting moment.
Yeah, it's a thriller minute in the cookery tent on the Sunday of the Three Counties show.
Is that enough beef stock in there?
I think you could keep going, chef.
Really?
Yeah. Well, how thick do you want your gravy?
I don't know. Fairly thick, don't
More
you?
thick than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thicker than that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want more of this then?
yeah, we'll keep going. That's plenty.
Is that a cheats way or a different way of doing it with the canned stuff?
It was easy to bring today. So yeah, it's a good, it's been done by, say, a Herefordshire canning company, the guys we used for us, and they were, streets ahead to have that in.
I tell you what though, if you look at that and that, you wouldn't want to mix those two up the wrong way.
Oh, really thirsty of the barbecue funk. It would be a different experience, I think. I think it would be a different experience.
How long does this take then?
Well, you're pretty much there, but what you want to do now is we're just going to cook that out.
I get so impatient.
Well, I think you've got to have, and that's the thing. In our modern world, everyone's rushing around, everyone's just stressed. Make 25 minutes, half an hour to cook. Have a glass of cider, put some music on. It's really good for you. And then you end up eating much better food. There we are. That's my take.
Cider,
make a bit of time. I wish I could do it.
Heard it here first.
Right, we're nearly there on those spuds, and you're going to be rolling into action again, Caleb.
Have you got any questions, by the way? So if you've got a question for Caleb, or indeed Matt, then now's the time to shout it out.
What would be your advice for farmers, considering so many are complaining about, like, maybe making £100 to £400 after a year of work? How are we actually as a country going to help them make it that better profit by the end of the year? What is the big change we need to make?
It's a good question. I think there's many different things that you can do, but the one most important one that is probably at number one is indeed buying British and buying local. I think that really goes a long way. Now, if you're not close to a farm shop, or if you have to go into the supermarket, maybe just pick up that packet instead of just going, oh, that's cheap. I'll have that. Just look at the packet and say, has it got a red tractor badge on it? So actually, that is British. And I mean, there's no problem with other food in terms of outside the UK. But if you think about this, I mean, UK farmers at the moment are producing really good food with standards up here. So why are we still buying food and importing it in with standards down here? Because it's a little bit cheaper. Well, for example, I want to ask one question. That is, can everyone tell me how much they pay for a pint of milk? I thoroughly believe that people don't look at milk prices. And the dairy farmers are having a really hard time at the moment. For example, I think people walk into the supermarket and go, oh yes, I need milk, and just put it in their basket because everyone needs for cereals, for tea, coffee, etc. But if that milk price were to go up by maybe 10p a litre, would anyone notice? Tell you who would notice.
The farmer.
That is a dairy farmer. I actually have 21 dairy cows that I bought with a friend of mine who's a young farmer as well, struggling a little bit, and I said, you know what, I'll buy, what is that?
This, Caleb, is called a potato ricer. Once you've bought one of these, and this is about £6, your mashed potato takes on a whole new world. And it stops you having to mash.
Is my other half here somewhere? I am never mashing potatoes ever again.
There you go. Load that up, squash her in, okay? We're going to make the best mash you've ever
I can't remember what I
had.
was saying now. What was I saying?
You said about pints of
milk.
Yeah, no, if that price to go up by just maybe 10p a litre and got paid to that dairy farmer, they would actually do much better off. So that little bit of milk, talk of the devil there. One, it's a really good product, but two, of course, a little bit of a 10p would go an extra long way with your local dairy farmer. So buy local when possible.
Buy local. Good question. Thank you. Did you have a question? Yeah. A young lad whose vocabulary has been increased no end this afternoon. There you go. What's your question, man?
What's your favourite machine when farming?
Oh.
That's a good question. I think they're all satisfying in different ways. Of course, tractor's probably my favourite, my most favourite. I've got 7 tractors. I've got mates of, so for example, I've got Case, John Deere, Fendt, New Holland, but yeah, tractor is the very best. But I also really like a rake. It's really satisfying raking up silage into a row. Yeah, great. And tractor wheels. Oh.
We got boys at the really big farming community. We are Herefordshire has I think 7% employment rate in the farming community, and the boys are mad on their tractors.
Yeah,
and they can stand outside the pub and they'll hear one coming up the road and go, "That's a Fendt 2734." And then this Fendt
2734.
Make that up.
Yeah.
Really?
What are the Fendts actually called?
724 516.
Wasn't bad. I got the numbers in.
You got one of the numbers.
I got one of the numbers.
Yeah, go for it.
What's the very best and very worst thing of working with Jeremy?
The best thing probably is our friendship. I actually quite like our friendship, as much as he does my head in. For example, I'll see him every day, and we'll message every day, and we'll go and have a drink together or a cup of tea, and the chats we have are very funny. So, you know, of course you see the arguments on screen, which is probably about 15% of the arguments that we actually do have. Yeah, it's probably the argument, probably the worst bit, because it really does annoy me, and I walk away there going, I can't do this anymore. You're really annoying me. But at the same time, our friendship's amazing. I think what makes a really good friendship, if you have an argument with someone, 10 minutes later, do you want a cup of tea? And that is our friendship, so which is great, and he's a great guy.
I think the dam building scene was a good example there.
Oh, we haven't actually finished that.
No,
That's still ongoing now.
To be fair, it didn't look like you were anywhere near finishing.
I mean,
it,
I'm
so.
a professional dam builder, that's what I'm saying. I'm not good at it.
No, here.
I've got two questions. Are you related to Gerald Cooper?
Am I related to Gerald? Can you understand what I'm saying? No, we share the same surname, and who knows, he might be my dad. It's Chipping Horton after all, we all got web feet and, you know. No, he's not, I think we are related, but in long distance. But yeah, he's not my dad.
Why can't you stand cheap?
I normally would swear at this point, probably 5 times. I'm being really good. No, I think when Jeremy bought his sheep, which I think 4 years ago now, I think, they really pushed me over the edge, because before that I actually had my own sheep. And it was great. And then Jeremy bought his, and they were just utter And I could have a list as long as my arm why I hate them. For example, you think sheep. It'll wake up in the morning and go, right, what am I going to do today? Oh no, I could eat some grass, or I could go and get stuck in that fence. Do you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to get stuck in that fence. And then, of course, the farmer gets the phone call and goes, excuse me, I think one of your sheep's stuck in the fence. So as the farmer walks over there, they get within 5 metres of that sheep that is clearly stuck in the fence, and what happens?
It comes out the fence.
It escapes, and it runs up the field, looks back at you, make eye contact for about 10 seconds, and then what does it do? It just dies. It just sums up sheep, honestly. They're awful things. I mean, they taste amazing.
The sheep farmers around us, and there's plenty in Wool Hope, as the name might suggest, say that sheep are pre-programmed to kill themselves.
Yes.
That's all they're designed. All they want to do is find a way to kill themselves.
Here we go.
Go on, you got this. Go on.
Go on, mate.
Any question?
Hey Caleb, what's your favourite brand of tractor?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You're going to go British?
So,
It's not going to be Lamborghini, is it?
no, weirdly not. My favourite brand of tractor would be this. If it had a John Deere engine with a John Deere back end on a case body with the fence comfort and the New Holland brakes, that'd be my favourite tractor.
Whee!
Very good. Here comes another one. We're going to try
I
and
like
get some quick
fen.
fires in just while we are. You okay there, Chef? I'll come round. How many others?
How are we looking?
Quick fires.
Looking good, chef.
This is looking good up here. It smells amazing.
What other occupation would you like to do if you weren't into farming?
That's a good question. I get asked that all the time, and weirdly I can't answer it, because I think I was basically born to farm. Even though I'm not from a farming background, my mum's a dog groomer and my dad's a carpenter. I think farming grabbed me at a very young age, maybe when a time when I was actually in a little bit of a bad way. My mum and dad went through a divorce at age 12, and it split the family. So, for example, I went with my mum, and my brother went with my dad. So at that time, I didn't really know what I was going to do, didn't know what I wanted to be. And at age 12, luckily, farming grabbed hold of me. And basically, I think that should go as far as to say it saved me as a person and made me the person I am today. But maybe, I don't know, an engineer on tractors or something, I don't know. I quite like fiddling around with tractors and mending them and stuff like that. So probably that. That's a good question. I still can't to this day answer it, but...
Here's another one. We've got time for 2 more. Go on, man.
Caleb, what's the worst bit of becoming famous?
Oh, the worst. How many
The worst bit...
Cooking, peeling spuds.
The worst bit about becoming famous, I don't think there's really a bad thing about it. I mean, as long as I can see these little kids out here now and smiling and having a great time, that fills my heart with so much joy and going, right, actually, and my grandpa I looked up to immensely. Unfortunately passed away 2 years ago, and I just hope to this very day that he could be here to see this and see me doing stuff like this. I want to make him proud as much as possible. But no, I don't think there's really any bad thing about it, to be honest. I mean, it takes longer to go and buy milk or anything like that, or go to the supermarket, but I chat to everybody. I just chat away. I'm a chatty person.
We got one more here, and this.
Yeah, go for it.
What was your best meal in a tractor?
Best meal in the tractor. Now I love a crisp sandwich. Like,
I can help with those crisps,
you do. I like your crisps very much. I mean, harvest dinners are probably some of the best things that I've had. So, for example, my other half will bring out, for example, cheese and potato pie. which is great. Keeps me going, you know. It keeps you going,
Love
doesn't it? You know,
that.
when you're out there at 8
So
o'clock at
much
night and you want to
cheese
go
in
all the, with lots of cheese, and then you want to go probably end up getting gout, but it's not bad. It's worth it. But yeah, no.
Right, we're going to do a recap. I think we're
Quick
gonna
recap for the cooking. Right. So we've got some beautifully riced potato here through the ricer.
Oh, rice, it's like that thing.
That's your ricer.
Oh my God,
it's called a
Taylor, look.
ricer.
This is a masher.
Yeah.
You've seen one? What do you make me do it then?
I'm
We're
pretty
getting
sure
one of
people-
them.
All right. I've heated up my beautiful full whole milk Jersey milk.
You couldn't say full fat then, could you?
Because you're not allowed. It's not full fat. It's whole milk. Okay. Milk is whole for a reason. All the nutrients are dissolved in the fat. That's where the goodness comes from.
Yep.
So use whole milk because it's much better for you. So we've got it. I've warmed that up because it's always nice to put it in warm with a good dollop of butter. I've seasoned. I like to season the potato with white pepper. We'll put a little bit more in, and just because we
Just a little
can,
bit of butter.
extra bit of butter because you know if in doubt, a bit more butter. All right. But, the wonderful onion gravy is just ready to go. The mussels,
They look
we
awesome.
sweated off our celery, carrot, and shallot. We put in a delicious splash, good splash of the Hawkstone cider. Just reduced that a little bit. Good glug of cream. Checked all our mussels, making sure they've closed up. Okay, so if you just tap them and they're open, just make sure they close up. Mussels need to be alive when you cook them. That's very important. Tip that in. Turn the heat back up. Quite nice in this, and you just give it a little shake as it's cooking. It's steaming all open, and as soon as they're open and they're plump and fresh like that, any more than that, they just dry out. So that's lovely and wet. The beautiful sauce when you get your crusty bread in there is amazing. I've just finished off with a little toss of parsley
Why do some mussels say shut when you cook them?
because they're dead. So don't you eat those.
Yeah, no,
okay?
most
Don't eat those
important
ones.
thing
Don't
ever.
prize them apart. Okay.
I've tried that. It tasted all right, and
Yeah, and then a day
2
later.
days later.
Oh, hello. Yeah,
It was
it's not
not
worth
good.
it. A tiny little drizzle of
Tiny, that's
lemon
a whole
juice.
lemon.
No, it's only a splash.
Chef's
And that
pinches and
just
splashes are great measurements.
yeah, exactly. They change all the time. So just give them that, and that's again that bringing that acidity back with the mussels. So they're all ready and done. We'll put those in a couple of bowls later.
So Jeremy, of course, brought about 3 years ago, I think it was. He brought into a brewery near me, a local brewery. And as a young farmer, I've always liked cider because as an apprentice, especially when I turned 18, if I were to go to a party, I didn't have a lot of money, so therefore I picked the best cider with the highest volume of alcohol in it so I can get drunker quicker. Yeah. And therefore I didn't have to spend too much money. Now, Jeremy likes beer, so therefore he went out there and did the beer. And I thought to myself, actually I know we're about 25 farms up with lots of apples that never get picked up. They just normally just sit there rotting, and the deers come and take their pick and so on. So I thought, why don't I invent a cider? And that's what I did. Now I teamed up with the amazing Western cider, which is just over the hill here actually.
The best in the land.
They are amazing. They are honestly amazing. And
And also Matt's two farmers.
yeah, nearly. And then we teamed up with them and made what I thought was the perfect cider, and it's gone down the treat.
It's
now,
really good, to be fair.
yeah,
Really
the cider itself is actually stored in an oak barrel for 6 months, so you get that little bit of a taste in there as well, which you'll obviously taste in a minute. But yeah, it's been going amazing.
And we
And
can get the whole crowd to say, we all love Hawkstone cider.
are you all keen for that?
Yeah.
They're going, well, pay me then.
Turn,
You're missing a trick here.
Turn around.
Ready then?
Let's get it this way.
Hold it in the
Hang
middle.
on, hang on a minute. I've done this before.
Right, ready?
There we go. Hang on. Ian, Matt.
I'm in
Right,
just
you're
about.
After 3, we all love Hawkstone cider.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
We all love Two Farmers Cider.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
There we go.
There we
I
go.
think we're just baiting this up.
Two
'cause
farmers who?
Okay.
Come and get some cider.
Come and get some. That's it.
3 each. That's what we're allowed. 3 each. Look at that. That's lovely, mate. That ricer thing's awesome.
You'll love that. That's the best thing for Spuds, honestly.
As you collect your cider, our chef is plating up. Wanted just to show
I'll
our
have a look.
appreciation for those with us today.
Yeah, spin it round. Spin it round. Ready?
Thank you very much to Matt Slocombe from the Crown
There we
in
go.
Woolhope. Can you show your
There you
appreciation,
go.
please? And most of all, Kaleb Cooper. Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
everybody. Am I off now? Am I off? Thank you so much, everybody. I'm a chef.